to my channel, and today my topic is about imaging techniques. Sometimes you hear your classmates say, "Oh, I broke my leg," and they have a cast on their leg. But how do they know it was broken? They usually go to the doctors and take a form of imaging called an X-ray. An X-ray machine is shown to my left. Now let's talk about more forms of imaging, and I got my research from the Encyclopedia of the Human Body. The first scan we are going to talk about is the CT scan. The CT scan is also known as computed tomography. Computed tomography is for detailed and very high quality scans. Most of the time we use CT scans for the abdomen and the brain, since they are two very intricate organs. Computed tomography involves a circular scanner like this. After they put the patient into the scanner, they operate the X-rays. CT scan is a combination of X-rays and a computer. So first, they operate the X-rays and they scan the person. Then a computer will process the information taken by the X-rays to create a more high-quality image. Lastly, the result of the image is a detailed part of the organs. CT scan is just one kind of scan, but let's move on to our other type, X-rays. X-rays was part of a CT scan, but X-rays was actually invented a long time before the other scans. X-ray is usually this black and white image of a skeleton, and for Halloween, you might have seen people dressed in skeletons too. X-rays start with radiation going off from a machine, shown over here. Then the X-ray machine will slowly transport that radiation through what is being scanned. For example, this hand. After they scan it through this hand, the bones or the white and solid parts in your body will absorb the radiation, while the squishy and liquidy parts of your body, the radiation will pass through. This creates a film image, which means that the white parts are the parts where radiation did not touch the film, which leaves it white. There are contrast colors in an X-ray. For example, black means there's no muscle and it's all liquidy. Gray means it's kind of hard, kind of squishy, and white means fully solid. So this is very helpful to know if you broke a bone. And if you broke a rib bone, your ribs would be slightly dislocated. Another type is ultrasound scanning. When your mother is pregnant or someone is pregnant, they usually take ultrasound scans. Ultrasound is a very friendly, body-friendly, and fetus-friendly scan, which involves ultrasound waves. This is the result of an ultrasound scan, and it's usually projected on a black and white image. Ultrasound are waves that are out of human range, but these are sound waves, so they're harmless. First, a machine, which is a handheld device, is scanned onto the part that they want to be checked. Then the waves bounce off like echoes. Whenever the waves hit something, they bounce back. And whenever they bounce back, they create different timings, so they will create an image sort of like these ones over here. This one is a 14-week-old fetus. The fetus and the mother will not get injured, which makes ultrasound a great imaging technique. Let's talk about radionuclide scanning. Radionuclide scanning is one of the uncommon types of scans because this involves a substance, an element called radionuclide. People usually will inject radionuclide into the body when they're doing a radionuclide scan. After they inject the radionuclide into the body, they will the radionuclide is going to be absorbed in a specific tissue, most likely the bone. When the bone absorbs the radionuclide, its reaction is to release out gamma rays because the radionuclide is being used up. So if they have a gamma ray camera to sense the gamma rays being released by the bone, they can see some images. The whole purpose of a radionuclide scan is to see if a tissue is working or not. In this colorful image over here, you can see the spinal cord is hard at work. It is red, and this means there's a lot going on in that tissue. Let's talk about positron emission tomography. Positron emission tomography is also known as the PET scan, and it is taken in a similar circular box. This is what the scan looks like. And a healthy brain is supposed to have a lot of red, which means it's very active, while an unhealthy brain is bluish, which means that it's very calm and there's no activity. So the whole point of a PET scan is to see if a tissue inside the body is working or not working. How they do a PET scan is first they insert a high energy giving glucose substance into the body. The high energy giving glucose is basically like sugars, but there's a lot of energy in those sugars. So when those soft tissues come to soak that glucose up, this gives out positrons. This is very similar to the radionuclide scans, except for this gives out positrons. Positrons are high in positive charge, so when it is scanned, people will know that if they're moving, it's very active, while the blue is inactive. Our last kind of scan is the MRI scan, magnetic resonance imaging. This is a black and white scan, and it is for different kinds, but mostly for the brain. It can be taken also in color, but the color is false. First, the step one is that the magnetic fields release from a machine. This is probably one of the most complicated ones because first there's our magnets that are going to be released from the machine above and beamed down onto the body or whatever part that is being scanned. After that, our body's atoms will be out of line because these magnetic fields will hit, so our body's atoms will move back and forth. But in order for our atoms to be aligned again and in their original position, they have to release radio waves in order to go back to the original position. So a radio wave sensor that's put on the machine will sense this, and we will get an MRI scan. As a result, I think there are so many different types of scans, but they're so useful in our everyday lives. Instead of cutting open our body to see if anything is wrong with it, we can use these forms of imaging. Thank you for listening. I hope you like and subscribe to my channel.